Okay, hey guys, ShockerCyclone here. It's been a while, and you probably noticed that it's not the same way I've been doing things before. Um, one, I have a new webcam now. Two, I have a new computer now. Um, the webcam was intentional, the new computer was not. Sorry, I do say a lot, I know. So here's basically what happened. My tower has served me well for a good 4 or 5 years. I got it, actually, yeah, about 4.5. I got it in 2017, and it was good for the time. It was about $2,000, and it was a basically like a budget machine. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, my teeth are still bad. Worse now, even. So it did serve me well, but it was getting a little long in the tooth. I wasn't able to play some of the games that I wanted to play decently. But that's kind of not why I got a new computer. Back in November, my wife and I picked up a new TV for Black Friday. And it was a pretty good TV. 65-inch Ultra HD, I think they call it. It was 4K. It's a smart TV, which is a lot better than our 50-inch non-smart TV. Basically, I got that one back in like 2012. While we were setting it up, we realized something. That our TV stand, basically it wasn't going to fit on it. Our other TV had like a monopod base, whereas our new one had like, I guess all new TVs now have like a dual base thing. So you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with your computer? Well, this is how it's got to deal with my computer. My wife was cleaning the area so we could... okay, well, actually, before I get into that, I basically came up with this idea to use a table that we were saving for our business that we couldn't get off the ground. So the table was big enough to fit, and it was actually big enough to fit my Xbox and my PlayStation and my Switch, because I do have all three. I don't have like a Series X or a PS5, unfortunately. It's just like a regular old PS4, just standard, not Pro, because I didn't have a 4K TV then, so I didn't need the Pro. Same with the Xbox. It's not an Xbox Series X, it's an Xbox Series S. Alright, no. No, the Series is, yeah. It's an Xbox One S. Right. And the Switch is just a regular old Switch. So, anyway, my wife wanted to clean the area first, which, of course, she needed to do. So, while she was doing that, I decided to make myself useful. Well, not useful, but basically just productive, and do a little updating on my hard drive. Or not my hard drive, but basically on some hardware that I basically have been putting off for a while. One of those updates required to update the BIOS. I am still quite new to working with BIOS. Unfortunately, I thought something had happened to my computer, so I did what I usually do in that situation, which was a hard boot. And it killed my motherboard. Like, just totally killed it dead. There is a way to fix it, unfortunately, as this is an Asus machine. And for some reason, they're very particular about basically having you work on it. There was no possible way to actually fix it. I would have had to literally gotten a new motherboard, which would have also meant that I would have to get a new video card and a new like a couple new pieces of RAM and also a new processor. So with all that figuring in, I figured, you know what, it's probably just better to get a new machine anyway. So now on to part 2. My initial plan after finding out that my computer was screwed was basically I was going to use an old laptop. An old laptop that basically could not handle anything anymore. It even struggled to play a lot of simple games. Because apparently there's this little bug that when you hook up a monitor to a laptop, you get like a frame rate issue, especially when it comes to gaming. And also being that it was old, basically it could not handle HD streaming at all. So my plan was to basically save up about $1,500 to buy a new custom built machine from a store that does custom machines here in Red Deer. That was reliant on my wife working, because as some of you know, I am on a fixed income myself. I have several handicaps that actually prevent me from working most jobs. I'd like to work, but basically when you have disabilities like I do, it's kind of like trying to find a very specific, I kind of describe it like a very specific shape peg, and you need to find a matching hole. I know some people are going to take that and just make some sort of innuendo about that. I know. So basically, my wife, back in November of 2020, lost her job at the restaurant where she worked. And it took her a year to actually find another job. During that time, she was on like a government assistance program that was basically like just for people who are unemployed. Well, they actually have some money while they try to find work. And she spent like a whole year trying to find a job. She finally found one that didn't work out because apparently, despite the fact that she was actually hired by the district manager, the store manager, I guess, had an issue with her or something. I don't know. Basically, they never called her in. She finally got an actual job at a thrift store here in town, which was good, for a month. And then basically they cut her hours down to nothing. So basically she can no longer cover her part of the rent. So I'm on the hook for all of it. And anyway, before that happened, I had saved up about $500. And $500 won't really get you a lot for a computer. But after about a month or so using that old laptop from basically like the beginning of December all the way to about middle of January, it was just intolerable. It's a good laptop. It just lasted me for about 8 years. It still works fine, but it's 8 years old, and 8 years in computer terms is like 500. Well, less than that, but so I had the good sense to actually go on to Best Buy, the website, and I don't know if this is for Best Buys in America or anywhere, but Best Buy here in Canada, they were offering refurbished machines. And I actually found one for about $500 that is near my old machine. Actually, it's a little bit better in some respects, a little bit worse. It's better in that it has a GeForce 1650 GPU. The processor is also a little bit better. What it lacks, though, is the RAM, because this one only has 8 gigs. My other one had about 12. The good thing is that this one actually you can actually upgrade the RAM, whereas my other one you couldn't, because it only had 2 slots, and those were basically like, it's almost like the RAM was fixed in there. So Basically, I have been meaning to get back to making videos, and I had bought a webcam a few weeks before this all happened, and basically, I was in the middle of planning what I was going to do before my computer died. But got a new computer, just downloaded and installed the software for the webcam. I was a little bit worried that basically I wasn't going to be able to use the port that I was using unless it's a different port than I was thinking of, because one port seemed kind of dead. I'm pretty sure this is the port that I thought was dead, though. And the reason why I thought it was dead was because I plugged in my mouse and nothing was working. Again, I apologize for all the ums. I am very aware. It is like a verbal tick. So, the reason why I wanted to start making videos again, not so much full-time, but a lot more than I have been, definitely a lot more than I have been, is because I have been seeing a counselor. To the point of actually just not wanting to be alive. Not so much commit suicide, but basically just kind of let my diabetes kind of just run its course, which is not a healthy mindset. So, yeah, this actually gets a little dark. So basically, I talked to my doctor, and he set up this thing with him. And when we were talking, I mentioned that I wanted to start making videos and start making different kinds of videos. Specifically, I want to start doing My Little Pony videos because I have been a fan of the show pretty much since the beginning. Less ashamed of it, because I was ashamed of it during the first couple of years, but after after season 2, I began to just accept that I liked it, and I didn't really care if anyone else cared. And after that, I actually felt a lot better. But I was very videos about the subject. So I do intend to do that pretty quick. I also want to start doing more explorational videos. I would like to actually make a documentary, whether it be like 10 minutes or half an hour or an hour or even 2 hours, about my hometown, because I have a lot of roots here in Red Deer. When my grandparents came to Canada, they moved here. My mother was born here. My brother moved here when he moved out on his own. I moved here because basically, I had a lot of support here. Because when you have disabilities and you can't drive because of those disabilities, you need a lot of support. I was taking the bus for quite a while until COVID. And then basically the city decided to change their entire bus routes and basically just screw everyone on a residential bus route, which is what we were. So, yeah, that happened. But things are better now. Kinda. My wife is still only working 1 day a week. She's looking for a second job, if not a new job. But that's kind of slim pickings right now, being that our government is kind of insane. Not the federal government, just the provincial government. You may not think that if you're from Alberta, but there are a lot of people from Alberta that definitely think this government is insane. Anyway, not trying to get political. So, I just thought I would put out a little video letting you guys know what happened. What has happened since the last time. and some changes that I'm planning on making. I'm also planning on revamping my channel, basically moving some videos to separate playlists, and also being that I am a gamer, and YouTube now allow you to stream games decently, and Twitch has gone the way of the dodo pretty much. I would like to start streaming games on YouTube, like the Mass Effect series, which I am a big fan of. Horizon Zero Dawn, if I am satisfied with how it runs on my computer, because I do have it on PC. I have beaten it, but on my own computer it ran really janky, and on this new one, sometimes it runs janky. Like I was playing it yesterday, and I think it was because of a rainstorm that happened in the game, but it suddenly got very, very, very slow. And Horizon Zero Dawn is not a game that you can play with slow frame rates, because basically it requires a lot of precision in firing the bow. And when there's a lot of lag, not only in the screen but also with your controls, it makes shooting a bow really difficult, especially when you're being attacked by a robotic leopard that can cloak itself, because those are in the game. There's also some other games I want to try to stream, maybe some old ones that I've done. Maybe not for this channel, but for my old gaming channel, which never really took off. Yeah. Anything else? I'm aware I have a mark on my cheek. I don't know if it was from just a little bit of scale that came off, or my cat bit me, but I think it was on the other cheek yesterday. So anyway, that is it for now. I hope that you guys will continue to stay with me, and thank you for staying with me for so long. I also noticed that I got a new subscriber the other day. It's not the reason why I made this video. It's just kind of shows that people are still watching, and hopefully you'll enjoy what I make come. I'm hoping the next few days or 3 weeks. I don't know. I need to see if I feel comfortable with recording a video with my wife here. Eventually, I would like to start making videos with her, because she's also very creative, and I want to see what our dynamic could be. The camera right now is kind of cropped in because the place isn't exactly clean, and I don't want you guys to see a lot of the mess, which is why the kitchen light is off. And also, you cannot see my little table. You can see a little bag of Temptations on the little cat castle there, which I have a bunch of other stuff on it. But anyway, enough about the mess, and enough about this video. So if you guys liked what I've heard, please like this video, because it'll help my channel grow more. Comment any suggestions you might have. Also, if you can think of anyone that might actually enjoy my stuff, please recommend me to them. Because again, it'll help my channel grow, and basically, when my channel grows, basically it'll incentivize me more to make better content. Because I do want to start learning how to use video editing. Because right now, I'm basically just uploading the RAWs, and sometimes, you know, you get stuff in the RAWs. Anyway, enough about that. Goodbye, guys. See you next time. Soon. I promise.